Many manga and manhwa try to portray a dark and cruel world, but nothing quite compares to The Horizon. The series only has 3 volumes, ranging around 1,112 pages, and portrays a story so dark it's like no other, and can be considered one of the best, if not the best, manhwa ever created. Instead of having complex power systems and flashy lights like other series, it chooses restraint and more of a slower pace. So what is it that makes it so good? To understand why The Horizon is so good, we first have to start off with what it doesn't include. At first glance, The Horizon seems very simple, almost too simple. The art is minimal, there's no heavy dialogue, and we don't even know the main characters' names. But that's what makes the story so great. The story follows a boy and a girl who walk endlessly down a road after an unnamed war that we know nothing about, which is key because this tends to make us experience the world and the story the same way the children do, with no context, little to no explanation, and no control over what happens. All that remains is going forward. The minimalism in the story forces you to focus on the emotions of the characters instead of what is happening around them. You aren't distracted by deep backstories, you're just trapped in the moment, just like the characters. The simplicity doesn't end with the story and the characters, it extends into the world itself. The world of The Horizon can seem empty and endless. The same buildings that were ruined by the war, the same endless roads. The world of The Horizon isn't an endless post-apocalyptic world meant to be explored. It's a reflection of the character's state of mind. Just keep going. To these children, everything has lost meaning. Destinations don't matter. Time doesn't matter. Just keep moving forward. The horizon itself becomes a symbol of something that is always visible but never reachable, and that defines everything about the boy and the girl's journey. And it's within the empty world of the horizon that it handles some of the darkest subjects with surprising restraint. Most stories that have a dark theme want you to see trauma, but The Horizon wants you to feel it with the characters. Violence is often implied rather than shown. Deaths can happen off-screen and suddenly. The story doesn't linger on tragedy. Instead, it moves on just like the characters have to, making us feel how they felt. The story doesn't use dramatic pauses to mourn what's been lost, because in this world, stopping to mourn a loss means falling behind and potentially being lost yourself. The restraint makes every moment in The Horizon feel earned and very devastating. No sympathy, no exploitation of suffering. It simply presents the reality of the world the characters are in. And nowhere else is the weight of the trauma felt more strongly than in the boy and the girl. The boy and the girl are weak. They aren't heroes, and they aren't wise beyond their years. They're exhausted. The boy swallows down his emotions to keep going forward, and the girl relies on optimism because without it, there's nothing left. The boy and the girl's bond isn't idealized, it's practical. They walk together because walking alone would mean confronting the empty and lonely world around them. Throughout their journey, it becomes clear that they aren't walking toward a future, they're walking away from the past and the trauma it caused. And the story's art style and silence reinforce the emotional distance in a way very few series manage to do. The silence in The Horizon isn't a flaw. It's used as a very effective storytelling tool. The dialogue is minimal, the beautiful panels linger throughout the reading. The characters are often specks against massive empty backgrounds. The lack of dialogue and detail forces us to slow down and take in each moment slowly instead of all at once. In a medium built on movement and action, The Horizon causes discomfort by doing less and slowing us down by allowing silence to speak for what words could never. So when everything is stripped away, the world building, the spectacle, the explanation, what truly is The Horizon trying to say? At its core, The Horizon isn't about despair and surviving. It's about endurance, being able to keep up with the world around them. Not hope in the sense that things will get better, but in the sense as long as you keep moving, you haven't given up, and things will be okay. The story doesn't promise salvation, it just gives direction to keep going forward. And that's enough. In conclusion, The Horizon is such a great story because it refuses to try and influence us. It doesn't explain itself, it doesn't offer easy answers, and it doesn't try and comfort us. It simply just keeps moving forward on an endless road and asks if we're willing to follow. And once we do, it stays for far longer than when that endless road ends.
Alright, guys, that's the end of the video. The Horizon was truly one of my favorite reads in recent times and is like no other. I really recommend it. But with that being said, if you stayed for the end of the video and enjoyed it, show some support by leaving a like and subscribing, and leave any tips for me down below to help me out in the future. This is my very first video. Look forward to new videos in the future.